You have got a brother who has never been here.
Et j'ai l'honneur de vous qui n'a jamais visité l'Ouganda.
And he's from historically a very important country.
Il vient d'un pays très spécial.
And His Excellency Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana.
Son Excellence Akufo-Addo, Président de la République de Ghana.
As you know, Ghana
Comme vous savez, le Ghana
is the land of Nkrumah.
C'est la terre de Nkrumah.
You have got your own brother.
Nous avons aussi votre frère,
His Excellency Muhammad Abdullahi Farmajo, President of the Republic of Somalia.
Son Excellence Mohamed Abdullahi, Président de la République de la Somalie.
And the First Lady.
Et la Première Dame.
We have got His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa.
Nous avons aussi Son Excellence Mnangagwa,
President of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
le Président de la République de Zimbabwe.
And you know Zimbabwe is the land of Mzee Mugabe.
Et vous savez très bien que c'est la terre de l'excellence décédé M. Mugabe.
You have got Umuvandimwe, a brother, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye.
Nous avons aussi Son Excellence Ndayishimiye,
President of the Republic of Burundi and First Lady.
Président de la République de Burundi et la Première Dame.
And we have got your own very sister, your own.
Nous avons notre vraie sœur.
This is Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Son Excellence Madame Samia Suluhu, Présidente de la République unie de la Tanzanie.
President of the United Republic of Tanzania. You have got Her Excellency Saleh Zewede, President of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia.
Nous avons aussi Excellence le Président de la République fédérale de l'Éthiopie.
You have got His Excellency Yami Osibajo, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Nous avons aussi le vice-président de la République fédérale de la Nigeria.
You have got His Excellency Malik Agar, member of the Governing Council of Sudan Khartoum, Bashir.
Nous avons aussi M. Agar, membre du Conseil gouverneur du Soudan du Sud.
But these are not Bashiris, these are different.
Ceux-ci sont différents.
And we have got Her Excellency Rose Osuka Raponda, Prime Minister of Gabon.
Nous avons aussi Madame Rose Osuka Raponda, Premier ministre de Gabon.
You have got a powerful freedom fighter lady.
Nous avons aussi un ancien combattant, une dame.
Dr. Naredi, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation of South Africa.
Dr. Naredi, ministère des Affaires extérieures et coopération internationale de l'Afrique du Sud.
Representing His Excellency Ramaphosa.
représentant Monsieur le Président de l'Afrique du Sud, Monsieur Ramaphosa.
We've got Honorable Simeon Oyono from Equatorial Guinea.
Nous avons aussi l'honorable Simeon Oyono de la Guinée équatoriale.
We've got Honorable Tete Antonio, Minister of External Relations of Angola.
Nous avons aussi l'honorable Tete Antonio, ministère des Affaires étrangères de l'Angola.
These are representing their presidents.
Ceci représente leur chef d'État.
We've got a Minister for Veterans,
Nous avons aussi le ministre des anciens combattants,
Honorable George Siria, Minister of Veterans in Mozambique.
Monsieur Georges Sidia, ministère en charge de anciens combattants.
Where we trained your freedom fighters.
C'est là où nous avons formé les combattants qui ont libéré l'Ouganda.
We've got Honorable Mohammed Salem, Minister of Sahara Republic.
Nous avons aussi le ministre de Sahraoui République.
We've got Honorable Sabri from Algeria, representing the President.
Nous avons aussi l'honorable Sahraoui de l'Algérie, représentant Excellence, Monsieur le Président de l'Algérie.
We've got Honorable Mikhail Bogdanov,
Nous avons aussi
Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Russia.
Excellence Mikhail Bogdanov, ministère des Affaires étrangères de la Russie.
We've got Sheikh Shakbut bin Nahyan, Minister of State in the Emirates, UAE.
Nous avons aussi monsieur le ministère des États des Émirats Arabes Unis.
You have got Honorable Abdulaziz Katani, Minister of State for African Affairs of Saudi Arabia.
Nous avons aussi l'honorable Aziz Katan de l'Arabie Saoudite.
You have got Professor Manasi Nshuti, Minister of State for East African Affairs from Rwanda.
Nous avons aussi Excellence Manasi Nshuti,
representing His Excellency Paul Kagame.
Du Rwanda, représentant Son Excellence, Monsieur Paul Kagame.
You have got our chairperson, our chairman, H. Musa Faki Mohammed, chairperson of the African Union Commission.
Nous avons le chef de commission de l'Union africaine.
Dr. Peter Mathuki, Secretary General of East African Community.
Le secrétaire général de la communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est.
Dr. Gebeyehu, Executive Secretary of IGAD.
Le secrétaire exécutif de l'IGAD.
His Excellency Zheng, representing President Xi Jinping, President of the Republic of China.
Son Excellence Zheng, représentant Monsieur le Président de la Chine, Jinping.
Ashraf, His Excellency Ashraf Sweram, representing Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Republic of Egypt.
Excellence Ashraf Zata, représentant le chef d'État de la République de l'Égypte.
His Excellency Benson Chari, representing President Edgar Lungu of Zambia.
Excellence représentant le président de la Zambie.
His Excellency Kananathan, representing the President of Sri Lanka.
Excellence Kaminathan, représentant le président du Sri Lanka.
And His Excellency Agurina Musa, representing His Excellency Chakwera, President of Malawi.
et son Excellence Abina Moussa, représentant le président du Malawi.
So, Your Excellencies, they don't have to, my speech, everybody has a copy.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, tout le monde a une copie de ce que je
Give a
vais
copy
dire
to
aujourd'hui.
everybody, including the ones who speak French, so you don't have to translate for me.
Ok, on va distribuer une copie, même traduite en français. Alors, c'est pas nécessaire de faire la traduction parce que c'est déjà traduit.
This speech is probably printed in a booklet form, even you people you will get.
C'est bien écrit et puis tout le monde doit avoir une copie, même les francophones.
Your Excellencies, the visiting heads of state, Your Excellencies, heads of delegations, the honorable members of visiting delegations, HE, the Vice President of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, His Lordship the Chief Justice, the Right Honorable Speaker of the East African Legislative Assembly, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Their Highnesses, the cultural leaders, the religious leaders, all the other leaders of state and the NRM party, Your Excellency, the High Commissioners and Ambassadors, the NRM fraternity, leaders and members of other parties, distinguished guests, all the wananchi mwenna, abazee wano n'abatazze, mwebale okuwuliriza okwabula kwaffe nti muleme okwekunganya, nti mugoberere ebigenda mu maaso ku radio, twewala akawuka kano, akawuka tuli kumpi okukavunuuka, temuleka obwato ne bufa magoba. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, the people of Uganda and myself welcome you to Uganda. I thank you for coming to show solidarity with us on this joyful occasion. By 1900, the whole of Africa had been colonized, except for Ethiopia. This was a big shame to Africa, and it was all due to the political fragmentation of Africa in small kingdoms and chiefdoms. Some of the traditional leaders tried to fight to preserve their independence. They were, however, not coordinated, and they were defeated one by one. Taking Uganda as an example, our society at that time was a pre-capitalist, mainly non-money one, using barter trade, and comprised of three social classes: the feudalists, the artisans, and the peasants. By 1962, at independence, this pre-capitalist economy and society had somewhat metamorphosed into a typical enclave colonial economy with a small island of modernity that had entered the money economy, surrounded by a sea of backward subsistence economic activities that only catered for food and no cash. The small monetary enclave economy left by the British was described as the economy of the 3 C's and the 3 T's. The 3 C's being coffee, cotton, and copper, and the 3 T's being tobacco, tea, and tourism. This little enclave was growing well. In 1969, it grew at the rate of 11%. When the illiterate Idi Amin came in 1971, the small enclave collapsed almost completely. By 1986, 16 years after the onset of the Idi Amin regime, 2 of the 3 C's, cotton and copper, had disappeared, and 2 of the 3 T's, tourism and tea, had either disappeared or radically shrunk. Tea exports had gone from 23 million kilograms in 1969 to only 3 million kilograms. Hence, it was only coffee and tobacco that were still limping on. And there, I put a picture of a tea plantation that had become a forest. You will see it on page 4. And on
katika hali zao.
I put it after they had been rehabilitated.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Eid al-Fitr.
Diagnosis the problem of Uganda. Philosophically and strategically, the main mistake was to emphasize identity, religion, tribe, and gender chauvinism, instead of emphasizing interests such as markets where you sell your products, security, infrastructure, etc. Accordingly, we distilled the 4 principles of NRM. Number 1, patriotism, loving Uganda and rejecting sectarianism of religion or tribe, as well as gender chauvinism. This is, among other reasons, to ensure that the united market of Uganda is available for our producers without any hindrances such as multiple taxation by the different local governments. 2, realizing that the internal market of Uganda is not enough, if we are to support our producers of goods and services, we saw that Pan-Africanism was a necessity for the prosperity of our society. 3, Ugandans could not, however, benefit fully from the Ugandan market, the African market, or indeed the global market, unless they underwent socio-economic transformation, changed from the pre-capitalist traditional culture of only working for the stomach or engaging in an economic colonially demanded cash crops to producing remunerative products and services that are market-driven. While joining the money economy is one of the stimuli for socio-economic transformation, we cannot also forget the other one, the development of the human resource through education and improved health. The 4th principle of the of NRM's diagnosis and prescription for Ugandan society is democracy. The Ugandans had not known democracy during the time of the pre-colonial kings and chiefs. They had not known democracy during the time of colonialism and during much of the post-colonial time, except for the 4 years between 1962 and 1966. That is how and why we designed a most elaborate democratic structure involving 96,860 elective positions in the whole country. In Parliament, we have got 353 directly elective constituencies, open to all Ugandans
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf Digosi kutokea Times Majira TV.
On account of the reasons of our culture,
nitumie fursa hii kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Eid al-Fitr, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani kuna ndugu zetu wamekwisha kutangulia mbele za haki. Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu azilaze roho zao mahala pema peponi, amin. Lakini pia kuna ndugu zetu wapo hospitalini wakipigania.
We are only 19, and in the coming parliament, such women, the ones who can knock down men, are only 14.
Uhai wao insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu.
In 1962, out of a parliament of 92 members of parliament, only 2 were women. Florence Arsulbega and Shugura Vizram, an Indian lady. It is on account of this structural marginalization of some sectors of our society that we added special seats for women, one per district, youth, 1 per region, disabled, 1 per region, workers, 5, the Liberation Army, UPDF, 10, and recently 5 for the older persons, those above 65 years, 1 per region. I doubt very much that there are many comparable pro-people democratic structures in the world.
Mungu atafanya wepesi, watarejea katika hali zao za kawaida.
They are human beings, they are all here. It is therefore quite comic and laughable.
Eid katika Uislamu ni siku ya furaha, siku ya kusherehekea.
Lectures about democracy. You give me lecture about democracy?
Lakini pia ni siku ya kufanya ibada kwa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa mema yake yote ambayo ametutendea.
We designed this system not from the air-conditioned rooms, but from the jungles of our country, where we lived with the people in their hearts in those days for much of the 16 years of the resistance, 1971 to 1986. If you discount the student years, where again we interacted closely with the masses. What is needed is to expunge the corruption of the use of money that has been creeping in, brought in by the opportunist careerists looking for jobs and not for service. It is quite laughable to try to give lectures about democracy to architects of such a system. We built this system for our people. We neither seek nor need any approbation from anybody outside Uganda, except our peers in the African Union and NEPAD, to whom we are linked by African brotherhood, solidarity, and shared values based on mutual respect. We can also share our experience with those beyond the African shores on the basis of mutual respect. If you want to know what we are doing in a respectful way, we can share with you. But no lectures. The 4 principles have served us well. In In the last 35 years, the economy
Assalamu alaikum.
at the rate of 6.2% per annum. It now stands at 40.5 billion.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf.
If you use the PPP method. With the activation of the oil sector, which has been dormant growth rate of 6% per annum post-COVID-19. The combination will expand the economy to an estimated $67 billion
Wa barakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf.
and $193 billion using the PPP method, meaning that the economy will be growing at the rate of between 9–10% in the initial years of oil production. This rate of growth, although reasonable, is not what I want.
Digosi kutokea.
Rise of the literacy rate,
Assalamu alaikum. Jina langu ni Yusuf Digosi.
76.5%. We can achieve much higher, much faster rates of growth, and I will see to that. These rates of growth, 6%, that is calculated by
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf Digosi kutokea Times Majira TV. Nitumie fursa hii kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Eid al-Fitri, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani kuna ndugu zetu wamekwisha kutangulia mbele za haki.
We have achieved rapid rates of growth in some sectors. These isolated positive rapid rates of growth can be generalized throughout the whole economy. There is a French phrase that I have never forgotten since my aborted attempt to learn French 59 years ago in 1962 at Ontario.
Assalamu alaikum.
Apart from fermer la porte, ouvrez la porte, je ne comprends pas, etc. I will never forget the phrase, dormir.
Njema ya Eid al-Fitri, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa
Uganda, I do not know about.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf.
Dormir beaucoup. Kulambara. Nino matek. Okwebaka. Kugweshejera. Kulala sana. Too much sleep. In Uganda,
Yusuf Digosi kutokea Times Majira TV. Nitumie fursa hii kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Eid al-Fitri, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
to mention the person for diplomatic reasons. That person was saying that, but you people, how do you manage to be poor here? With so much rain, so much good soil, and you are poor?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf Digosi kutokea Times Majira TV. Nitumie fursa hii kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Eid al-Fitri, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani
Who have got good land,
mbele za haki. Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu azilaze roho zao mahala pema peponi, amin. Lakini pia kuna ndugu zetu wapo mahospitalini wakipigania uhai wao. Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu atafanya wepesi, watarejea katika hali zao za kawaida. Eid katika
sleeping, however,
Uislamu ni siku ya furaha.
is also good in its own paradoxical way. There are so many things you do not worry about because you are asleep. A snake can come and enter the bedroom.
Raha, siku ya kusherehekea, lakini pia ni Yusuf Digosi kutokea Times Majira TV.
Because you did not have time to worry. When you are awake, however, you worry about so many realities that you continue to face. The NRM has been able to wake up sections of the population of Uganda. In 1986, Uganda was a land of shortages. No sugar, no soap, no paraffin, no textiles, no sodas, no salt, no beer, no petrol, etc., etc. With the limited waking up of some of the sections of the population, Uganda now is a country of surpluses. Maize, where we produce 5 million tons per year, but consume only 1 million tons within Uganda. Milk, we produce 2.6 billion liters, but consume only 800 million liters. Bananas, beef, sugar, where we produce 600,000 tons, but consume only 380,000 tons. Hiya nataka kushukuru Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta amenipatia mkataba wa tani 90,000 kwa kila mwaka. Vile vile nataka kushukuru dada yetu Samia, Her Excellency Samia, ameturuhusu kuuza sukari Tanzania. Asante sana. Nataka kushukuru His Excellency Ndaishimie, Burundi, wananunua sukari yetu.
Pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Taala kutufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani kuna ndugu zetu wamekwisha kutangulia mbele haki. Insha Allah
yetu South Sudan na vidadi vingine. Otherwise we were stuck with sugar 600,000 tons, but consuming only 380,000 tons.
Assalamu alaikum.
Steel bars, mitaimbwa, tires and tubes for motorcycles, textiles, ceramic tiles, coffee.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Your country now,
in
spite of only about 40% of the people waking up, 60% are still asleep. But these 40% who have woken up have produced so many products that the internal market is not enough. Therefore, the small colonial enclave economy,
Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu azilaze roho zao mahala pema peponi, amin. Lakini pia kuna ndugu zetu wapo mahospitalini,
restored, greatly expanded, and totally new products have been added. This has now vindicated the stand of the NRM ever since 1965, encapsulated in the 4 principles, one of which is Pan-Africanism. Some of the people in Africa, here in Uganda, they talk of tribes. The tribes, religion, oh. Now, let them buy the sugar now. Let the tribes buy the sugar. If the tribes are important, why do we have
wakipigania uhai wao? Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu atafanya wepesi, watarejea katika hali zao za kawaida.
Cannot be both. The NRM has been telling you from 1965 that Pan-Africanism is the way for Africa to go. Now that you have woken up a bit, you are now seeing it for yourselves now. The question is, when all the Ugandans wake up and start using their assets fully, land, labor, capital, to create more wealth in the 4 sectors of commercial agriculture, industry, services, ICT, who will buy?
Idi katika Uislamu ni siku ya furaha, siku ya kusherehekea.
Will the internal market of Uganda be enough? The answer is a clear no. The internal market cannot be enough. If serious production takes off in Uganda,
lakini pia ni siku ya kufanya ibada kwa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa mema yake yote ambayo ametutendea na ibada tulizozifanya katika mwezi.
And India, each of them has got an internal market of 1.4 billion people. Yet they have been greatly assisted by exporting to other countries, including the African ones. How could then the population of Uganda of 46 million people
mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani? Nitumie fursa hii kuwakumbusha Waislamu wenzangu kutoa kile ambacho Mwenyezi Mungu ametujalia
that have woken from the sleep of ignorance about modern opportunities. This is the moment the Ugandans and the other Africans need to answer the question: is this generation of African leaders determined to build a Latin America in Africa or a United States of Africa in Africa? In 1976,
kwa wale wasiojiweza ili na wao wajikute ni miongoni ambao wasiotengwa katika jamii, lakini pia ni wasihi waliokuwa Waislamu na wasiokuwa Waislamu kufanya mambo mema yatakayo Mungu aendelee kutendea.
New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, North Carolina, South Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. They have been adding other states ever since.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jina langu ni Yusuf Ligosi kutokea Times Majira TV. Nitumie fursa kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Eid al-Fitr, lakini
South America, on the other hand, decided to remain
pia nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutujalia salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani kuna ndugu zetu wamekwisha kutangulia mbele za haki. Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu
Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, French Guyana, Paraguay, Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay.
ya Eid al-Fitr, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani.
Prosperity in the United States of America and misery in Latin
Insha Allah Mwenyezi Mungu lakini pia kuna ndugu zetu wa
will a big business enterprise in Honduras, operation 9.9 million, Guatemala 17.9 million, Costa Rica 5 million, Panama 4.3 million, etc. How will this enterprise, big businesses succeed? How will they succeed?
zao za kawaida. Eid katika Uislamu ni siku ya furaha, siku ya kusherehekea, lakini pia ni siku ya kufanya ibada kwa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa mema yake yote ambayo ametutendea na ibada tulizozifanya.
The reason that even bigger countries like China and India still need additional markets. By 1900, Argentina
Eid katika Uislamu ni siku ya furaha, siku ya kusherehekea, lakini pia siku ya kufanya ibada kwa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa mema yake ametutendea na ibada tulizozifanya katika mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani. Ni sahihi kukumbusha
1955. What then happened?
wametendeza ili na wao wajikute ni watu ambao
May have been the cause, may have been one of the causes for Argentina's decline.
kufanya mambo ambayo yataendana na
I would like to use this occasion to remind the African fraternity that economic and, where possible, political integration in Africa is a sine qua non of the successful Africa. We are to address the issue of the prosperity of our people and strategic security of Africa, apart from other considerations. I'm glad we are working on the Continental Free Trade Area for the common market of the whole of Africa and on the Confederation of East Africa as a first step to East African. The mistake of 1963 when some actors made us miss our objective. A center of gravity for the African race. The African race must have a center of gravity.
Assalamu alaikum
In the world, however, many of them have centers of gravity.
Langu ni majira hili. Nitumie fursa hii kukutakia sikukuu njema ya Fitri, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufanya tumalize mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani. Wamekwisha kutangulia yale zaidi. Wao mahala peponi, lakini pia kuna ndugu zetu wapo wakipigania uhai wao. Inshallah Mwenyezi Mungu atafanya wepesi, watarejea katika hali zao zaidi. Katika Uislamu. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Jina langu ni Yusuf Digiri kutoka TV. Nitumie fursa hii kukutia siku njema ya Eid al-Fitr, lakini pia tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufanya tumalize salama mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, kwani kuna ndugu zetu wamekwisha kutangulia mbele za haki. Ya Allah,
where is the economic and strategic center of gravity of the African race? Where is it? When you see black people suffering everywhere.
Wale wasioweza, ili na wao ikute ni miongoni mwa watu ambao wasiotengwa katika jamii, lakini pia ni wahihi waliokuwa Waislamu na wasiokuwa Waislamu kufanya mambo mema yatamfanya Mwenyezi Mungu aendelee kututendea, lakini pia
in Brazil they are suffering. It is partly on account of gravity. Nobody thinks Africans. I shouldn't. Of surpluses in Uganda. Now in Uganda there's a new problem. Surpluses. Amaido, Duma, Ebikado, Binji Kamara. So Echengara has become a problem. Is a good problem. In order, therefore, to solve the problem of the new phenomenon of surplus in Uganda, we need to deal, along with our brothers and sisters in Africa, with three issues: regional and continental integration, to unite the regional and continental markets, to support production of goods and services better. Higher purchasing power in Uganda so that Ugandans can buy more. This is the answer for the markets. Number three, and good quality products at comparative costs that can be accepted in national, regional, continental, and international markets. These are the three answers to the issue of Echengera, surpluses, which is a new problem in Uganda. To intensify the struggle for socio-economic transformation, we shall aggressively and without compromise deal with some obstacles. Ekisanja kino bannange, ekisanja kino Katonda gyali. There was some resistance by some parasite groups to our policies of creating and properly using the wealth funds, such as Operation Wealth Creation Money, Youth Funds, Women Fund, the Myoga Fund, etc. We have been having resistance on that. Era nsanyu se abazukulu bange ab'omu ghetto nabo bali wano bazze bali awo ab'omu ghetto gye muli waliwo ab'omu ghetto bali awo naye bw'owulira ensonga zaabwe ziba mu bakulembeze abakulembeze be baleeta ekizibu ze nseke enzibikidde naye ab'omu ghetto babadde bayingiddwa abalabe abadde bagala kubakozesa ebikyamu naye twogere nabo abasinga obungi babivuddemu bali awo gye muli eyo balina ekidaala kyabwe awo kati ababadde balira esente zaabwe mu kkubo bagenda kukoma tugenda kukwatagana omuganda wagambira nti ekiri mutu kimanyi bwananyini kyo kyensibye n'abageto yefe abakimanyi. Implementing free education in government primary and secondary schools. That free education must be implemented. Providing free vaccines and therapeutic drugs in government health centers. Protecting Bibanja owners over the iniquitous Mairo land system. Ensuring that the feeder roads are in good condition following the provision of good road equipment for all districts. Fighting corruption of government officials, including magistrates and the policemen. And dealing decisively with the cattle thieves and those who steal crops from the gardens. The wealth funds will be concentrated at the parish level, in the parish model, except for the Myoga funds that will remain at the constituency. The wealth funds, unlike in the past, will be controlled by the members and not by the government officials. Cow, operation, no. Bagenda kuvaamu. Abanayinisaako betugenda kusindikira ssente. The only prohibition will be to divert the money to non-mission areas. The allocations will be grants to the parish circles. In the past, it was government officials to select beneficiaries. The members will now prioritize the allocation themselves. With free education, and after due consideration, there will be no head teacher that will be tolerated if he or she reimposes school charges.